Hello, and welcome to WireMock Cloud Academy. Today, we will look at the API validation feature. Drift happens when the behavior of a mock or the live endpoint is different from what is defined in the API contract. Drift often occurs during parallel development when both the API consuming and production teams work using an agreed upon API contract. Drift can also occur when a user adds stubs to an existing mock API. WireMock Cloud provides API validation that alerts users when drift from the API contract is occurring. I will demonstrate this today. Our first step will be to add our OpenAPI documentation. I'll add a small snippet, and we'll click Save at the bottom, and we'll verify that our stubs have been created. As usual, we have our generic matcher and our two specific examples that were provided inside of the OpenAPI document. We can go ahead and test this real quick, and we'll send query to fields equals summary, and we'll get our response back. Now, if we mistakenly send fields equals to sum, which is not part of the enumeration list per the OpenAPI document, our mock still responds back with a valid response per the generic matching rules. Let's now turn on validation mode by selecting soft validation, come back over to our stubs, and try that again. We'll change this to sum, again an invalid fields query parameter per the OpenAPI document, and we'll click send. And with soft validation, WireMock still responds back with the generic stub match. But if we come over to our request log, we now see that our latest request has been highlighted by this icon. If we click on this and come down to the bottom, we can see that we have a request validation issue. The value that we supplied of sum does not appear in the enumeration list of full or summary. We can expand this message and see exactly where in the OpenAPI document our validation has failed. In this enumeration, either being full or summary, but we passed in sum. We can now go and turn on hard validation and retest the same scenario where we pass in an invalid value, sum. Now when we click send, WireMock responds back with a 400 bad request and the details of the validation error. As you've just seen, WireMock Cloud's validation feature allows you to test requests and responses against an OpenAPI definition to ensure drift is not occurring. Try it yourself with a free forever account at wiremock.io.